everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Andrea. I'm an integrative health practitioner and I wanted to share something a little bit more personal today. My personal journey into perimenopause. I was actually postpartum, then transitioning into perimenopause, like right there, back to back, and it was such a shock to me. I did not understand actually what was going on with my body. I had all these changes, these symptoms that were just like weighing me down, such as hot flashes, night sweats, and lack of sleep. I would wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. just wide awake, then fall back asleep and not be able to wake up and just drag the rest of the day, and it was really hard. My mental health was declining. I did not recognize who I was physically or mentally. I did not recognize myself. I took a deep dive looking up the symptoms I had when I realized I was in perimenopause, then took a deep dive and tons of research and lots of learning about perimenopause. And I learned that I could reverse the symptoms I was experiencing and feel better as I was in this phase of life. So while sharing my story, I'm going to share the 5 key things that I did to reverse my symptoms. Okay, so I'm starting off strong with the first one, and don't hate me for this, but I gave up caffeine, coffee specifically, for 90 days. Yes, 90 days. I did not drink, I should clarify, I did drink coffee. I drink decaf coffee because I, like probably many of you, need that cup of coffee in the morning. It's not so much the caffeine that I need, but more of the ritual of just drinking that coffee. So I gave up caffeinated coffee for 90 days. I drank no caffeine of any kind for 90 days. I know decaf can have a little bit of caffeine, but it's not enough to affect me in the ways that the regular caffeine coffee was. So while doing this, I allowed myself to not have this spike in energy, this spike in cortisol, and I allowed myself to just get exhausted so that hopefully come nighttime, I could actually sleep the entire night and sleep soundly. This was a game changer. My sleep was sounder and my energy was more stabilized throughout the day. It did take a little bit of an adjustment period, but within 90 days, I know that this had a huge impact on my sleep health. And when I did incorporate coffee in the beginning, I did make sure that I had protein of some kind, whether it was a protein drink, a yogurt, cottage cheese, something easy, but something that was nourishing and protein to stabilize any kind of blood sugar, cortisol spikes. And then I would have a cup of coffee. So the second thing that I did, and if you watched any of my previous videos, you will have heard me mention this kind of change in our workouts before, and that is I switched from doing a high intensity cardio or HIIT workout to more of strength training. So I would strength train, I think I started off between 2 to 3 days a week and then worked 3 to 4 days a week. And this was a gentler approach for my body, allowing me to recover, reducing inflammation, lowering cortisol, and balancing my hormones. This was a game changer in the inflammation in my body, for sure. This also was a game changer in the way that my body looked. I actually started to look leaner and stronger, something I've always desired, but was afraid of weights like many women are. We feel like we're gonna bulk up and look like bodybuilders, and I didn't want to look like that. But I don't, and I'm just stronger and healthier now instead. And for cardio, I did walking, so I'd walk a couple miles every day or every other day, and that was great. That helped me, and that was actually really relaxing too. Again, helping lowering the cortisol and just kind of calming my nervous system down. And it was really interesting because I truly fell in love with strength training. I absolutely love doing it. It's my favorite workout, and I now work out about 4 days a week, focusing only on strength training, and it's definitely a game changer. You need to do it. We as women need to be stronger as we age. Gaining muscle is so important. It also helps with osteoporosis, because your bones are going to be denser, and it's obviously going to help reduce or eliminate the idea of muscle atrophy because you are building muscle instead of losing muscle. Number 3 is a big one, especially if you are a mother, a wife, if you are the caregiver of anybody, and that was prioritizing myself. This was something I had never done, and this was affecting me big time, that I needed this time. I needed time to unwind, recharge, connect with myself. So for me, I chose a few things that I enjoy doing that relaxed me. So you would choose what works for you. So I chose things like meditating, journaling. I took weekly baths. So every Sunday I would have a weekly soak. I would even get like a special organic bath bomb to use, just so I could have like just that fun feeling like I was treating myself, and I was. And this helped me so much. I also enjoyed time throughout the day reading outside. I love listening to nature and birds chirping, just feeling the sun on my skin. All of this is the most loving kind of care you can give yourself. Something that gives you peace and lets you recharge and unwind. Forget whatever's on your plate and just be in the moment. Connect with yourself. A lot of times as women, we find ourselves getting to middle age having spent so much time taking care of others and not any time focusing on ourselves. And this can cause so much stress on us, and it is really hard for us to take that time. But once we do, you will see a tremendous difference in your well-being, mentally and physically. So the next change that I made was going from a keto intermittent fasting diet to more of just a balanced diet, eating 3 meals a day, no snacks in between, but 3 balanced meals. So intermittent fasting can be a good thing. I think fasting is one of those things that for women, it is not the same as it is for men. And also with our cycles, hormones, highs and lows, you have to take a different approach. So for me, I just took a break from intermittent fasting altogether, and I just focused on 3 balanced meals a day instead. So my meals always included protein, fiber, and fat, a healthy fat. So making these changes allowed my body to feel nourished throughout the day, and it was fueling my body in all the ways that it needed. So eating this way gave my body the nourishment and support it needed and allowed me to reset my hormones. Day number 5 is another one that I always talk about, and that is sleep. So sleep is super important, and I was lacking it for probably almost 3 years, lacking consistent sleep. We women need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. I am a busy mom of 3, one who at this time was just turning 2, so this didn't seem like something that I could have, like I couldn't have regular sleep, but I made some changes and made it a priority. So in my routine, what I added to this was dimming the lights shortly after dinner, but a few hours before bedtime, and reducing screen time. So an hour before bed, I did not watch TV or look at my phone, which was really hard for me. Instead, I either read or just listened to music, like calming music, and just like closed my eyes and kind of did like a meditation. Tried to think of anything besides looking at a screen, but things that would relax me. And also the change that I made, and most important change that I made, was give myself a consistent bedtime. I was very strict on what time I would be in bed and when my head would be on the pillow. Now, it took a while for me to actually fall asleep, and it took weeks for me to get into this routine to actually fall asleep at this time, but consistency is key. And I had to set boundaries, and I had to say no to certain things and events because I needed to stay consistent every single night so my body could get into this routine so that I could actually sleep throughout the night, every night. I think that's a huge point that we as women learn throughout the years, is setting boundaries and learning to say no and prioritizing ourselves. We think sometimes that's selfish, but as we get older and we see our body falling apart because we are trying to do all things for everyone, learning to put yourself on the list of things to take care of is so important, and it makes a huge impact. If you take care of yourself, then you can take care of others in the best way possible. But if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're just getting drained, and it's just not good for us. It's not good for our hormones. It's not good for our mental health. If you're in perimenopause or you're just feeling burnt out, I hope that making changes like I did, these 5 changes, can have a positive impact on your life, because I'm telling you, you can reverse these perimenopause symptoms, the symptoms of burnout, the symptoms of high cortisol, and you can feel better, more energized, healthier, and younger. And it just takes making changes and tweaks into your lifestyle. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share with anybody who you think might find this beneficial. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.